The Ghost of Tsushima PC version is almost here, and it's not looking bad. After all, it is NVIDIA that is behind this port, a competent team that brought us very decent PC ports in the past. We'll take a close look at this in a minute, but first here's the overall package you can expect when buying this game. We get the Director's Cut. That means the game includes the Iki Island expansion. It also includes Legends mode, which is basically the game's co-op mode, and it also includes every update the game has received since its release. Of course, there are also some things exclusive to the PC version, like DLSS or Ultrawide support. So this is pretty much the perfect time to jump into the game, especially if you haven't had the chance to play it on PlayStation yet. With that being said, I'd like to tell you a bit about the game itself. This is not gonna be an extremely detailed deep dive or analysis, just a quick check on what kind of game Ghost of Tsushima is, and especially why players like it. I'll try to keep it mostly spoiler free, of course, except for the stuff you see very early on, or stuff that has already been shown dozens of times in the trailers. The core of Ghost of Tsushima is not just its at times ridiculously beautiful open world that you have noticed by now, but its compelling story that is set during the first Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274. You play as Jin Sakai, also known as the Ghost, and you fight to reclaim his home from the invaders. And sometimes it is like stepping into a samurai movie, all complete with epic sword fights and the scenic beauty that you would expect. What makes the game stand out, especially in the crowded field of open world games, is how immersive the island of Tsushima is. Of course, it's beautiful, but there are other beautiful open world games out there as well. But in Ghost of Tsushima, you get sidetracked a lot, because the world simply is full of life and small details that make exploring actually rewarding. That's the kind of meaningful exploration I'm always talking about. The side quests, also called Tales of Tsushima, are not your typical content filler side quests, but the developers made sure that each side quest feels meaningful. For example, they often help to really flesh out the world and the characters, and they are so well integrated that they feel like a natural extension of the main story. There's also this unique feature where the game uses the direction of the wind to guide you to your next destination, which is just miles better than the usual markers and UI elements we get in many other games. Lastly, before we take a look directly at the PC version, the 4 different fighting stances that you can switch between are tailored to take down a specific type of enemy, and this feels authentic and it feels rewarding, because it does require quick thinking and adapting. Since it's the Director's Cut we're getting, it includes the Iki Island expansion. I'm not gonna spoil anything from the story, but this expansion does add a new area to explore, a new enemy, and we also learn more about Jin's family and his father's history. It's pretty cool, because you can start this expansion as soon as you finish the first act of the game. There's no need to wait until the very end. Now, as for the PC perks themselves, firstly, you are looking at ultra-wide monitor support, so the game will look even more cinematic, as you can just take in more of the landscape at the same time. Of course, there's support for the latest upscaling tech, like NVIDIA's DLSS 3 and AMD's FSR 3. Also, if you love the feel of the PlayStation controller, thankfully, the PC version does support the DualSense features like haptic feedback. Another interesting thing, because the cinematics are rendered in real time on PC, they managed to make the Japanese lip sync more authentic. When you think about all the stuff you're getting, pricing feels about right at €60. And because NVIDIA are the guys doing the port, I don't expect a terrible launch at all. Drop a like if this helped you out. I'll see you next time with, hopefully, another great game.